I want to ask you, Mr. Qureshi, and it's a very simple question. Why would you want to villainize the Hindus? Say that they are being targeted because of some alleged Hindutva extremists.
I think, Rahul, this radical movement, entire Hinduism is exposed in UK, and now I believe that the epicenter of Hindutva is changed from Nagpur to Tel Aviv. What happened in UK and another part of this earth, we knew it very well, but this is not the first time where we saw this incident. Number of times before, we have a type of sports activities and matches with the different countries. What happened over there, that first of all, Muslims are being targeted, their worship places are being targeted. After that, second day, the Hindu worship places are being targeted. This is the political agenda of RSS and BJP, who is in the ruling in our
Danish
country.
Qureshi, let me ask you a follow-up question before I open this up further. You know who we are talking about, right? We're talking about Pakistani fans. The Pakistani fans who swear by their country, Pakistan, even though they're living in England, no problem with that. And what does Pakistan stand for, sir? Tell me, I want to ask you, Danish Qureshi.
We have nothing to do with Pakistan and Pakistanis.
I'm not talking about Muslims here. You see, you guys are trying to make it communal. I'm talking about Pakistani fans. For me, Pakistani fans, and this has to be very, very, very deeply emphasized by me, are militantly opposed to Indians, whether there are Hindus, Muslims, Christians, or from any denomination. They hate Indians. And, sir, in Pakistan, is it not true that Christians, Hindus, Sikhs have been butchered? Were they all, sir, part and parcel of some RSS, Shakha? You said Nagpur, you said Tel Aviv. You tell me. Danish Qureshi, who are you defending today?
Rahul.
You're defending Pakistanis?
Nobody is defending the Pakistani. Nobody is defending the Pakistani fan.
You don't want to believe. But Rahul. Suresh Rajpura, who is a bona fide Indian, but you want to... No, that hoodlum who is standing there with his mask on, who doesn't even have the guts, I would have used another word,
Rahul,
to display his identity when he's making those threats. And you want to believe him?
Nobody believes in that. Nobody believes in Pakistan. Nobody believes in Pakistani. But in the name of Pakistan, you cannot target the worship places of the entire Islamic religion. You can't target that.
Whose religion?
Yes, we saw. You don't see that, Rahul.
What have you seen? Which mosque was targeted in England?
Okay,
show me. Which mosque? Show me. While you look for it, let me open this up.
You can say this.
What? What is happening? That's not a mosque, sir. Is that a mosque?
Look, let them chant what they are chanting. The same ideology.
Is it a crime on Ganesh Chaturthi?
What they target in India in the name of...
Is it a crime according to you to say Jai Shri Ram?
Nothing is a crime.
To say Vande Mataram? To say to chant the Indian national anthem?
Nothing is crime to chant any slogan, but to target any places of any religion, that is a crime. Either it is
Where has any religious place of the Muslim community been targeted, Mr. Danish Qureshi? Can you show me proof? Show me one mosque that has been desecrated.
I saw you, but you don't want to consider that. What can I do?
You are the only person who is making this claim.
No, not making this claim.
Even the British police has not made this claim.
Okay, let them do the police. Do them.
Let's open this up. Dr. Anand Ranganathan, how do you respond to Danish Qureshi tonight? Sai Deepak will come in right after, and I want to then bring in Kamruzaman Chaudhary. Yes, Dr. Ranganathan.
Good evening, Rahul. I'm afraid, first up, I have to say this, that you are wrong. Those people who were surrounding the Hindu temple and intimidating the worshippers are clearly BJP and RSS goons. They cannot be Muslims. Because as we have been told, Muslims always form a human chain to protect temples, don't they? We have to realize, Rahul, that hatred for Hindus, Hinduism and Hindutva is now a global phenomena. Just like hatred for Jews, Judaism and Zionism. But while the Hindus may be Jews, unfortunately, India is not Israel. We are weak. You need to understand why this is happening. The Islamists and their leftists and Darbari lapdogs try and get at Hinduism using the pretext of one, playing victim, both nationally and internationally. And you've just seen an example of that. And two, targeting Hindutva and claiming it is distinct from Hinduism. Watch those clips, dozens of clips, and note how many dozens of times the Islamists mentioned the word Hindutva on one. Remember the international support during the anti-CA protests for the hate-filled bigots blocking streets illegally for no rhyme or reason, except to display a show of strength. तेरा मेरा रिश्ता क्या, ला इलाहा इल्लल्लाह, हिंदुओं से आजादी, काफिरों से आजादी, हम लेके रहेंगे जिन्ना वाली आजादी, हिंदुत्व की कबर खुदेगी, शहादा replacing the Ashok Chakra, children wanting to kill Modi and Shah. Remember all that? Domestic Hindu misia forms the core, Rahul. That is then transmitted internationally quickly into global conferences about Hindutva ideology, dismantling it. And as for two, this is psychopathy topped up with profound ignorance, nothing else. Hindutva, I quote, verbatim, means the Indian culture and not merely the Hindu religion, unquote. This is the famous conclusion of the Supreme Court, not mine or Mohan Bhagwat. But here's the thing. Even if you do not believe the Supreme Court, that Hindutva is the twa, the essence of Hinduism, and means the Indian culture, and prescribe to it a political or social motive, even then, Hindutva is not supremacist, but rather a defensive force to counter any attack on Hinduism. Tell me, is it Hindutva that calls non-believers the worst of creatures 98.6? That forbids marrying them 221? Is it Hindutva that recommends conditional wife beating 434? Is it Hindutva that says no one has the right to be worshipped except Shiva 4062? That says those who deny the Vedas, their necks will be shackled 4070? Is it Hindutva that says fight against those who do not adopt Hinduism, fight them until they give jizya 929? That says do not take disbelievers as friends unless they convert and kill them if they refuse 489? Were they believers of Hindutva who blew up the Bamiyan Buddhas? Is Hindutva responsible for 31,221 major terror attacks since 2001? Just because you are embarrassed by the violence, misogyny and bigotry commanded by your holy book, you bring in a false equivalence to deride Hindutva. So here is an open challenge, Rahul, just 20 seconds. Open challenge for those who hate Hindutva. List just 5 principles, diktats or commandments that you hate in Hindutva that are not there already in Islam. Just 5. And if you can't, then will you declare that you will henceforth hate Islam as much as you deride Hindutva? Hai dam Danish Qureshi? Hai dam kisi ka?
Would you like to respond, Mr. Qureshi?
I think Mr. Ranganathan is talking about the verses which he has described with the number. Problem is that who is practicing what
List
you
5.
described? No.
Mr. Qureshi, I gave you a challenge. Please,
Okay.
as a friend. As a friend, I gave you a challenge.
Okay.
List 5 things that are there in Hindutva that aren't already there in Islam.
Mr. Ranganathan, there are number of things I can
Bolo.
describe.
Bolo
नहीं
ना.
छोड़ो उसको.
Bolo.
But I don't want to go in that.
Bolo.
Number आप
Challenge
जब आप
है.
ये कहते
और
हैं
जैसा ही भी
कि
है.
आप किसी एक ईश्वर
अगर
के बिना
मुझसे
तो आप
छूट
कैसे
गए,
जब
तो
आपके पास
जैसा ही है.
मल्टीपल सुनिए जब आपके पास मल्टीपल
बोलिए.
ऑलरेडी आपके रीजन में ऑप्शंस हैं
Don't
तो
do
आप
this.
कैसे एक ईश्वर में
Danish
बिलीव
साहब,
करेंगे
this is
बताइए.
unfair.
Now I am challenging you.
You being unfair.
Can you explain me?
Please. I
How
didn't
you can
interrupt
say
I
that? You
didn't
can't
interrupt.
say
Did I
that.
interrupt you?
That's why I am
Danish
talking.
साहब, please don't
रंगनाथन
do
जी
this,
मैं
Danish
इसीलिए
साहब.
कह रहा हूँ कि अब मैं आपको
You are
चैलेंज
a
दे रहा हूँ.
gentleman.
बताइए आप
You are a
जब आप ये
gentleman. I
कहते हैं
gave
कि
you a
3
challenge.
करोड़ देवी देवता
I
हैं
gave
तो
a
बताइए
challenge to
आप
a
कैसे एक
gentleman.
ईश्वर की बात ही कर पाएंगे.
I-
बताइए तो मुझे
आप-
मुझे समझा
Rahul,
दीजिए.
we
मैं
can't
लेमैन
carry
हूँ
on like
बिल्कुल
this.
मुझे कुछ नहीं पता.
Rahul,
मुझे बताइए आप.